The North Port was a solar-powered amateur radio repeater station located on Radio Hill in Yorkville, California at an elevation of 2,300 feet. It went on the air in November of 1988 and operated on a frequency of 144 megahertz with links to a 220 megahertz repeater in San Rafael and a 440 megahertz repeater in the Oakland Hills. Since it was the most northerly of the three repeaters in the system, it was named the North Port. The repeater electronics was built by Ron Middag, WB6CVJ, using a 2-meter Spectrum repeater as the basic equipment, and fabricated the link equipment and interfaced it with the repeater. The container was donated by Terry Farrelly, WA6LIA, and Jim Rutherford, WB6PER, supplied the tower, location, and finances. Mike Aber did some final tweaking on the electronics, and Gary Palmer helped with construction and moral support. This repeater provided communications for ham radio operators in an area from Fort Bragg to Sacramento to Santa Cruz. It played the audio between mission control and the space shuttles 24/7 for many years. It transmitted its last signal in December of 2003 and sat idle until the summer of 2018, when I decided to take it down and use the container for a camper or storage container. This is the story of the construction and dismantling of the repeater. This is the first day of construction. That's Terry on the right and Ron on the left, and I'm taking the picture. We've unloaded the container off of Terry's truck and got it level and installed a solar panel, and the antenna or the tower is laying on the left hand side. We're getting ready to install antennas on it. Here Ron is installing antennas on the tower, and Terry and I are supervising, it looks like. Well, it looks like we got the tower up, and I can see that Ron is communicating with the ground crew. The repeater has been installed. Behind that black panel is the 2-meter repeater. Below it on the card, there's a green card there. That is the 220 link. And below that is the 440 repeater link. This is a completed project. The box has been painted. The solar panels are installed. Antennas are up. And we're on the air. Well, now I'd like to switch gears and show you how I took this thing apart and put it on a trailer and brought it down the hill. I don't know why at the time I didn't realize I was going to make this video, but I did set up a camera and took about 35 different videos, and then I went out and bought myself a video editor, and it's taken me about 6 months to learn to use it, but I waited until winter. It's raining like hell out here right now. That you can probably hear the rain on this canopy that I'm under. So there's nothing else to do. Keep my hand out of my pants, and I've been working on this video for hundreds of hours probably. Trying to learn to use the editor. So now I'd just like to show you what happened up on the mountain, how I took it apart and how I got it down the hill. The first thing I did was mount this old 35-year-old winch on the front of my utility trailer. Hope it'll be strong enough. Well, I got everything lined up. Time to give it the old try. Check everything out. Engage the winch. The box doesn't move. The winch moves. It's just bending the front board, and those two yellow straps are not holding it back. So, got to think of plan B in a hurry. Plan B was to strengthen the front board to keep the winch from bowing, and so I put these two 2x4s on there. I also dug the trailer tires in to lower the bed. One other thing that was holding it up was this box has 4 feet on it, and one of them is deformed and it got caught on the back of the trailer, so I have to jack it up a little higher in order to get it on. So that's what I'm doing here, is just trying to get it up higher above the bed of the trailer so it won't get caught on it. Well, I was able to get it on this far, but I can't get it on any farther because my harness and cable won't allow me to winch it up any farther. So I got to go to another plan. I don't know what that's going to be. I think what I'm going to do is take the front panel off, take those 2 2x4s off, and that front panel and the winch and the whole front end of the trailer, and take that off, and then run a cable from my Blazer back in here and see if I can tow it on. Okay, I got that panel unscrewed, so I'm going to try to take it off. I kind of hate to get in the trailer. Everything is so precious and tedious, but I don't know any other way to do it, so here we go. So I have a chain hooked up to it, and I'm going to hook the other end of that chain to the Blazer and see if I can pull it on the trailer a little farther. Okay, here goes whatever happens. I don't know what's going to happen. Well, I got it farther on the trailer, but now it's all cockeyed. I readjusted that chain. I'm going to give it another try. Well, that sure looks an awful lot better, I'll tell you that. Most of the weight is forward of the axle now, which gives me some tongue weight. I'm going to secure it and try to move it, see what happens. Who knows? What I'm trying to do here is get the truck and trailer lined up on this little road. I'm working on a side hill. I'm hoping that the box doesn't get top heavy and roll the trailer over. But I need to go right straight down that road where it goes out of sight there. So I'm trying to get lined up with it. Okay, so where we're going is all the way to the very bottom. This first 150 feet is the most critical, very critical. I'll probably be sliding most of the way, but I got ABS brakes, so I'll just stomp on them and hope for the best. We'll see how it goes. I think it's going to be okay. Hope I'm pointed in the right goddamn direction. I can't see shit in the sun. I think that's where I'm going. I'm going down there someplace. Well, it looks like I'm going to make it to the bottom. Didn't have any problems at all, actually. I thought it was going to be tougher than that. But it went down just fine. Now I have to worry about one thing. How am I going to get back? I got to walk. I got to climb. Oh, good for the heart. So, I'll do it. So I've got this box down here on the trailer. Now I have to figure out how to get it off the trailer. By the way, there's where it used to be, up there, up to the top of that hill. So I got it down here. Now I gotta, what I'm gonna do is pull it over here behind this row of bamboo and see if I can unload it right there. Not sure how I'm going to do it yet, but we'll work on it. So I'll bring this rig back here behind this row of bamboo so I don't have to look at it from my front door. See if I can figure out how to get it off the trailer. Got it on there, bound to be a way to get it off. No trees to hook it onto. But I'll figure out something, I'm sure. That may be the spot. Maybe not. No, not the spot. Maybe that's the spot. You gotta take a look at this. Yeah, looks like it might be okay. So I got that level. Now what I'm hoping is when I pull it off, the front end will just drop down on that 2x6 and everything will be nice and pretty. But that's yet to be seen. So the plan is to bring the Blazer over here and hook it onto this chain, onto the grill guard, and start pulling on it. So what's about to happen as I see it is if I pull this thing off, this end is going to go down and hit my truck. Well, looks like she's just about to make that big drop with a big bang, and we'll see what happens then. Got about 6 more inches to go. Well, I'll be dipped in dirty green dog shit. Somebody really screwed up on this one. And I wonder who it was. I'm looking around and I don't see anybody around that I could blame. This is really messed up, man. How in the hell am I going to get this thing back on its feet? You know what? You know what I think? I think it's time to call it a day and go in and pour myself the biggest damn drink I've ever made in my life and worry about this one tomorrow. Well, I got myself a hell of a mess here now. I'm not really 100% sure what to do, but I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut these 4 feet off, first of all, because they're a pain in the neck. One of them is almost completely gone, one is destroyed, 2 of them are still intact, and they're going to be a problem. So first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to cut those 4 feet off while I have access to it. And then my plan is I'm going to put a 2x4 or a 2x6 across the back side at the top, tie a chain to it, and see if I can pull it back over on its feet. Well, there won't be any feet, but back over on its bottom. And then from there I'll jack and jack some more and jack some more until I get it where I want it. Actually, I wanted it way back here. That isn't even where I wanted it. I didn't take it off the trailer in the right place. I wanted it. I should have pulled the trailer out. Well, I don't know. Anyway, little miscalculation. What the hell? It'll be fine. I'll work it out. Once I get these feet out of the way, I'll move on to another step. But the first thing I'm going to do is cut these cotton pickings messed up feet off. I can do this with a Sawzall pretty easy, I'm thinking. Except that I can't seem to get the right angle to dangle on the damn thing. And every time I turn it on, if I can get it in the right groove, it just kicks back and just being a pain in the ass. I thought this was going to be so easy. But as it turns out, I'm not getting very far. I'm cutting and wearing my blade out, and I haven't even made a groove in this thing yet. And every time I look at it, I get a little more pissed off at it. Hey, don't fall down, for Christ's sake. Put my blade in there and all it does is bite me. But I got to get these feet off of there because they're all messed up. And I'm not making too much progress. You know what? I'm liking those feet better all the time. In fact, I love those feet now. I'm thinking I'm going to leave those babies right on there. So what makes it even more difficult is that I can't get a truck at the right angle to pull on it because there's all this row of bamboo in front of it. So that's going to make it a little more difficult. We'll just call it a challenge. Well, here we are with the next day with Plan B. I had a couple of visions last night sent from the holy, whoever, and I came up with a plan. And what I'm going to try to do is I'm going to try to put a 2x something right at the very top of this thing, all the way across here, and then I can put a tow strap on it that will come over like this, and then I'll put a chain on that and run it right through this opening right here, through the bamboo. You can see my truck over there. Turn my truck around and pull on it, and hopefully get it back on its feet. Once I get it on its feet, then I can tow it into the position that I want, and that's the plan. I don't know if it's going to work or not. Some of my plans work and some of them don't. So there you go. So I took that 2x6, wired it up on the back side, took the tow strap put the ends over the ends of the 2x6, took that 25-foot chain that I had on the front of the Blazer, hooked that onto the tow strap, and then I ran the chain through the bamboo to the other side and hooked it onto the front of my truck, and I think I'm going to give it a try and see if I can pull it over. So here I am on the other side of the bamboo. I can't hardly see the box, but I'm going to start to pull on it. There it is right there. I'm going to back up here and get a taut cable on it. Oh, Jesus, look at that. It works. Well, we'll watch it from this angle because I can't see it on the other side of the bamboo. I can just barely see it. So we'll watch it from this side, and I'll just pull it until something happens. Well, I got the camera set up here, but I'm over on the other side pulling on it. My biggest fear is that I'm going to pull it too hard and it's just going to roll over on the other side. So I'm pulling on it just as gently as I possibly can, and boomity boom boom boom. By God, I got it on its feet. Time for a cocktail. I'm using the Blazer to pull with because it has that grill guard on the front, and if I tie it off just right, kind of high, it will pick the front end of this box up while I'm pulling on it and give me a little less friction. So let's see how it goes. I've towed it to where I want it, so now I can start jacking it up and leveling it out and finishing it up. Yeah, I think I got it pretty level. Little off, not much. Little off, not much. Well, here it is, pretty much in its, well, I don't want to say final resting place, but a resting place. It's pretty much where I'm going to leave it for a while. I already filled it up with junk. Well, I don't know how you're supposed to end a video like this, but there's two words that come to mind.